It's a chance in a generation to see the Lindisfarne Gospels in Durham, alongside some of the fabulous treasures of St Cuthbert, but also alongside some amazing other artefacts and manuscripts that tell the story of the journey of the Gospels physically and creatively. So it's the physical journey from Lindisfarne, taking up to 1,000 miles to eventually end up in Durham, but also the creative journey, the two traditions coming together into one book. And alongside that will be things that illustrate it. So it'll be stone carvings that illustrate some of the pictures within the Gospels. It will be other manuscripts that highlight how the tradition was developed. All sorts of ways in which we can show how the Gospels came together, but ultimately end up in Durham. Well, the exhibition itself is the centrepiece of the whole festival around the Lindisfarne Gospels. We're encouraging communities to come together. We're encouraging arts groups, performance groups, heritage groups to celebrate the Gospels, to be inspired by them, and to travel around that route, to perform in their own communities, to eventually perhaps even come to Durham. And alongside the performances there'll be an opera, there'll be small-scale drama, every aspect of performance that's inspired by the Lindisfarne Gospels visit. When it was decided that Durham was the location of the Gospels, then there were 4 project partners involved. There was clearly the county, because we're sitting in Durham, the cathedral and the university. But clearly the other partner in this, and without whom we couldn't perform, is the British Library.
We display the Lindisfarne Gospels in London in our Treasures Gallery, where we can display it with other manuscripts of world significance. But we're also delighted to be partnering with institutions in Durham to lend the Lindisfarne Gospels to Durham in 2013, so that the Gospels can be displayed in the North East, and so that people in the North East, many people, have an opportunity to come to the exhibition and to see the Gospels for themselves. The Lindisfarne Gospels isn't just one of the most important books in the British Library's collection, it's one of the most important books in the world, and it really is a treasure of world culture.
The Lindisfarne Gospels is one of the best preserved works of Anglo-Saxon art that has come down to us. It was produced in Lindisfarne around 700, certainly before 722, and because it is so well preserved and because we can relate it to a specific context, it's a lens that lets us see the world that produced it, that used it, how it was perceived, and their cultural connections.
It's going to be the launch of our Lindisfarne Gospels Choir. What you'll see is the first voices of the Lindisfarne Gospels Choir who've come together. It's only about 50 people, but we intend them to be the first of numerous. The initial thoughts were that we were going to have a couple of hundred strong, but the more people we talk to, the more interest there is, and we talked about 1,000 voices. Since we've got so many choirs interested at the moment, how about 2,000 voices?
This is a choir that we hope is going to grow across the next year. We've started with very small numbers, initially just children, and we're now adding adults as well. And adults who've got no connection with the choir are also involved in singing in the area, and they have asked me if there is somewhere where they could sing.
So you're on the hunt for candidates then?
Absolutely, yes. The more the merrier.
It's really fun being in the choir because sometimes we'll get to suggest pieces, but it's quite an amazing opportunity, but it is hard to get the sound to go out instead of up.
If people want to get involved, they need to log onto our website. We'll be coordinating across the region with other choirs coming together ultimately on the 1st of July 2013 to sing on Palace Green, and we hope that the sound of the 1,000 voices on Palace Green will be heard around the whole of the city of Durham.